Hi guys, today I'll be reviewing the Zaopin Z2 4K. I've been using this mouse for nearly a month now. Um, I have been shuffling it with other mice, but I'd say that even though it's been nearly a month or has only been a couple of weeks, I'd still say that I've given it enough playtime to give you guys a good impression. So first and foremost, this unit was sent out to me by Mechkeys, but that doesn't affect my thoughts and opinions on my review. First thing I want to talk about is the build quality. Um, Overall, it's been very solid for nearly a month of usage. I still haven't had any creaking nor side flexing. It's a very solid mouse for a very cheap price as well. Um, the weight is advertised and actually came on my scale at 65 grams, which is on the heavier side of things, but in my opinion, the weight balancing is actually very good. I haven't had any problems with the weight balancing. It's been very balanced in my opinion. Um, I barely feel the weight when I'm like holding the mouse, but that can still obviously vary from person to person. For reference, my hand size is 21 by 10 centimeters, and I use a claw grip. As you can see here, this is how I normally hold my mice. For the shape, I actually like this shape a lot. It's very comfortable, has a nice wide back, high hump. I'd say it's similar to the Lamzumaya X, where it has a nice wide hump over here. Although one of the key things that are different about this is that it's an ergonomic mouse. As you can see over here, it's a little bit slanted towards the right side. Um, People online are saying that it's more like a G Pro X Superlight, but an asymmetrical version of it, and I can definitely see that. But unfortunately, I don't have the Superlight, or never have I used the Superlight, so I can't really confirm it. But um, based on like the side-by-side pictures, I can see that, or at least I can see what they're talking about. One of the things that I hate about this mouse, though, or at least the shape of this mouse, is how flat it is. Um, it's very flat on the sides over here. There's not really enough thumb grooves, in my opinion, for me to like properly get a good hold of the mouse compared to, say, the Viper V3 Pro, where it's a lot more tapered inward over here, as well as the Maya, where it's a little bit more wider, definitely, but at least it has a little bit like tapered feeling over on this side where I normally would put my hands when I claw grip it. But yeah, although this does have a little bit of a thumb groove, but it's a little bit weird because normally the thumb groove is like horizontal, right, like this. But over here, technically it does have like a little bit of like concave groove over here, but I don't think you can see it on the camera, but it's actually a little bit concaved inward. Basically, it's like curved inward vertically instead of like horizontally. So we can, or at least I can feel the um the curvature of it. So it's a little bit weird, but definitely not that bad, in my opinion. But like I said, it's still a little bit too flat for me. At least for the Maya X, it's, even though it's wide, I still have like a nice, good grip of this mouse. For the coating, it's actually a very nice coating. It's not as good as my Viper V3 Pro over here. This one is actually a lot more rubberized, as well as my ROM SH01 Pro. This one is actually a lot more similar. These two are a lot more similar. It's definitely better than the coating, in my opinion, the Lamzu Maya X. Um, but I'm not entirely sure how long this coating is going to last. It has technically lasted for like 2-3 weeks now, maybe 4 actually. Um, I'd say, but I do think that once this coating wears out, it's going to be a little bit, maybe a lot more similar to the coding of the VXCR1 Pro Max. I'm not entirely sure. I'll still have to wait on that, but maybe in the future I can give you guys an update if it does happen. One of the things I also like about this mouse is the hot swap feature. Basically, you just unscrew these three screws over here. Basically, pop out the shell and then unplug some ribbon cables, or actually just one ribbon cable. And then they also give you a small screwdriver to obviously just to be able to unscrew these, as well as to loosen up the screws that are holding the switches. It's not as good, in my opinion. The hot swap feature is not as good as the ROM SH01 Pro. Over here, it's basically like a plug and play. You just unplug or just remove the switch by hand or like with a tool, and then just put a new switch on. In my opinion, it's a lot easier on the ROM compared to the Zaopin, but it's not that bad. It is a little bit more annoying because it's just like small screws and you have to like loosen the screws. But in my opinion, it's not that bad. As for the skates, they're actually not that bad. As you can see, it glides pretty nicely on my ATK Sky Exoff. It's not as good as Lamzu skates. Definitely not as good as um, Razer stock skates, like current stock skates, but definitely usable in my opinion. Um, for the polling rate, it goes up to 4K polling. Currently, I'm using it at 1K polling because I don't really use higher polling rate, but you can definitely do higher polling with this mouse, or at least up to 4K. The sensor is a PAW 3395 sensor. Um, it's, in my opinion, still a very good sensor. It's still seen and used on a lot of like flagship mice or like mainstream mice, like the Endgame Gear XM2 series, the current ones, as well as the OP1 series, as well as I believe Zowie's like new mice are also using the 3395 sensor. So the battery, the battery is 500 milliamp battery. Um, Definitely very good battery in my opinion. You can easily play with this for hours, especially on 1K. I'm not entirely sure about 2K or 4K, but um, from my testing, it definitely lasted for like a week of like usage, and it still had like around 30-40% battery. Now it could obviously differ from person to person depending on how much you use the mouse. I say I've been using it mostly for um my games like deathmatch in Valorant or like rank in Valorant, but um in my opinion definitely has a very um huge battery. Now in conclusion, the Zaopin Z2 4K is a wonderful mouse for those that are looking for a high wide hump mouse that also is safe and comfortable in hand, especially if you claw grip and maybe even palm grip. Although if you are like me that isn't really into mice that are flatter on the sides, because like I said earlier, the sides are a little bit flat, then I don't really recommend it. But if you don't really mind that, then by all means go for it. Now the sensor, like I said earlier, 3095, still one of the best sensors in the game right now, still one of the best sensors in the market right now. Polling rate up to 4K, 500 milliamp battery. Yeah, just overall a very good budget friendly option. Now if you're looking to buy this mouse, go and check out Mechkeys. Links are down in the description below, as well as to my other affiliate links and discount codes. Again, huge shout out to Mechkeys for sending me out this mouse. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos in the future.